Hey there guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be using Fantasy Cosmetica's The Witch's Familiar palette. Here we have a really great color story that honestly I would use any time of year, but probably like a fall winter color story for a lot of people. I'm going to primarily be using the red and this kind of like cyan color. And we'll kind of see how it goes from there. I just have an eye primer on my lids. It's MAC's Paint Pot in Painterly. I'm just trying to get through and use it all. I have a big dip in there, so that's pretty nice. I'll be going into the shade Potion, and I'll be putting that in my inner corner, bringing it probably about halfway. I'm trying to recreate a look that I did for Instagram, so we're going to see if we can get it as accurate as what I did the picture with. So we're taking Potion from the middle to the inner corner, but I'm going from the inner corner to the middle. And I really want to make it as saturated as I can. I'm bringing it up towards the brow bone. I've been in such an indie eyeshadow renaissance. I've not really touched many of my major brand palettes like Urban Decay or Tarte, or trying to think of what else I have. I work at a makeup store, so I do get discounts on makeup, and I do also receive makeup for free in gratis as compensation for the work that I do. It happens quarterly, maybe twice a quarter. But yeah, I've been in such an indie renaissance that it makes me happier to support smaller brands than it does for the big names. I mean, especially for what is it? Urban Decay did. They had like a 15-year partnership with Scandinavia, and they kind of completely dropped them. And I don't know if Urban Decay is a brand that I want to necessarily highlight and focus, so I won't be putting a lot of attention onto the major brands that kind of I have. I'm going to be probably focusing the next several videos on indie eyeshadows. So I'm just going into the shade Tarot, and I'm creating my wing. And then I'm just patting back and forth, kind of in the middle of where the two colors meet, to try and create a transition shade. Bringing that red shade on my lower lash line. I know it's looking a little ridiculous right now, but you do have to trust the process. I'll be going into the shade Feline here, and I'll be going into my outer corner to deepen it. With the shade Moonlight, I'll be going in and going over that kind of cyan shade. I'm not getting the payoff that I necessarily want, so I'm going to be using my fingers, and it's coming out a lot more saturated like I want. I have a black eye pencil that I'll be using Trying to look for a mirror, sorry. I'm just going in with a little bit of my micellar water and a flat shading brush. And I'm just cutting the wings into the shape that I want. I did receive the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade One Fair from work. So I'm going to be mixing that in with a Serum Foundation that I have to try and kind of bring some glowiness to my face. I have some Eldora lashes that I'll be using, so I'm going to pop those on after I put some mascara on. I have Fenty's Suede Powder Blush in the shade Drama Class, so I'm going to be going in kind of pretty high with the blush, kind of right next to the eyes on my temple. I just like how it looks like that. I'm not really a big fan of putting blush on the apples of my cheeks. I find when I smile, it's pretty meaty already, so I don't want to give volume to right there. I just don't like how it looks on me. I think it looks really cute on other people. It looks really sweet and just very youthful. But I absolutely hate it on myself. I'm more of a fan of going wide with the blush since I'm pretty oval and I don't have, I feel like not that big or wide of space from the end of my eyebrows to right here. So I just kind of take the blush up. I find it gives a little bit of lift and I like the color that happens with the makeup. Alright, so I did get this also in gratis. This is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in Lavender Luv'r. And I'll just be patting that on as my highlighter. In my photo, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in the shade Walk of No Shame. It should be called the Stride Pride, really. Because, you know, if you're with someone and you do things with someone, be happy about it. It's no shame. I do like overdrawing my bottom lip just a little bit. Then I'm going in with About Face's Paint It lip color in the shade Night Sight. I just applied my lip liner and I put on the About Face Paint It lip color in Night Sight. So this is what we have on the lips. Then I'm going back into the shade Moonlight. I'm going to put a little bit of that on my lips to try and bring some of the blue down and try and make it a little bit more cohesive. And then I'm going in just a little bit more with another highlighter. And it's going to be in the Super Shock highlighter in Lunch Money. I'm just going to go and put that right on top. It's going to be a little bit frosty, but I'm okay with that. This is the finished eye look. Here, I'll go and darken it just a little bit so you can see everything. So this is the finished eye look. I really enjoy the look that I did with Fantasy Cosmetica's The Witch is Familiar. I absolutely love the color story that's in here. The shades are very easy to work with. They're easy to blend. They layer really well. I would say if you're layering a lot of shimmers together over matte shadows, a little bit of a glitter primer would help. I would say my second favorite from Fantasy Cosmetica is going to be the Harvest of Souls palette. So if you want me to if you want me to try more makeup looks with this palette, just let me know down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see me try another look with the Witch's Familiar palette, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious to know. That wraps it up for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today while I did my makeup. Hopefully you enjoyed. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much again, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!